Hello and welcome back. Here is a little something that I wanted to show that as an orchid hobbyist you will come across time to time, and that is an orchid that has a virus. And so orchids that have viruses are actually kind of common nowadays. An orchid can have a virus and show no symptoms, and you can, have them for years without knowing it until something triggers it, and the symptoms appear, or it will go through some sort of stressor and symptoms of the virus appear. And so it will often happen with mass-produced orchids or orchid hybrids that are cloned from clones, where the breeders are not as careful as they should be with the cloning process, and they get samples from an infected orchid. And so unfortunately, a lot of those orchids hit the market, and hobbyists won't know for a very long time. And so I unfortunately found an orchid in my collection that has a virus or is showing symptoms of a virus. And so it's always very distinct because there are patterns involved with viruses as opposed to, pest damage or rot damage. Now, this is an orchid that is that had shown a different type of symptom before. This is dragonfly. Dragonfly is Shinfang Jewel red dragonfly. If I can get it to focus here. There we go. And so she is. She came to me with a little bit of like a spot on her leaf, and which developed into black rot. And so I cut away the leaf. The leaf, didn't show any more signs of damage. It was doing fine. So I left her alone. She was showing no other signs of distress. She actually started growing in this this new growth, and this other new growth in the back. So she had two new leads. She seemed like she was a very happy, healthy plant. But during the flushing, I noticed this ring kind of damage, rot damage, this ring-like pattern that I thought was very strange. That was definitely not there before. I have pictured her extensively, and then over on this leaf we have that same pattern again that shows up on the back side of the leaf a little bit as well. And so this is not typical of pest damage or mechanical damage or anything like that. This is very, very obviously virus damage. So there is no cure for an orchid virus. Orchids that contract the virus can eventually rid themselves of the virus if they're healthy enough, but I'm pretty sure it was the repotting process that triggered this symptom change in this particular orchid. So I will have to throw her out because she is not going to get better, and I risk the chance of spreading whatever virus this is to the rest of my collection, and I really don't want to do that. She seems like a healthy individual now, but eventually the virus will take over her systems, and she will be taken down. She will eventually die off if she cannot get rid of the virus on her own. And so I will be saying goodbye to Dragonfly. I'm very sad. She's a very beautiful flower. She has a very beautiful flower. So she wasn't long in my care, but I really was looking forward to her bloom. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna have to toss her out immediately. I do not want any risk of contamination. I will not be saving any of her medium. I will be throwing her away, pot and all, because I do not want to contaminate any other of my orchid instruments or any of my other, anything that might come in contact with my other orchids, because viruses are very much transmutable, and like I said, they are not curable. So that's a real concern. So yeah, that's it. that is what orchid virus symptoms look like. There are many other types of orchid viruses. I'm sure if I got, you know, one of those kits and did a test, I could find out exactly what type of virus she has, but it's apparent to me that she has one, so that's all I need to know. That's all the green light I need to go ahead and toss her out. But yeah, go ahead and check your orchids weekly. You know, I do that. This is an orchid that I check weekly, and this is something that manifested in a week. So make sure you check your orchids promptly and carefully, look them over for any sudden changes, document them extensively, and you will be okay. I caught this pretty early, I'm glad to say, so hopefully I won't see any more manifestation of this virus in any of my other orchids. Happy growing, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.